Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses, back here to share my thoughts on the hottest topic currently in the Myteam community, and that is the state of Season 5. We have a number of people, content creators on various platforms coming out and saying that Season 5 has been a massive letdown and that it's really boring in terms of its content structure and its rewards, especially compared to the end of Season 4 where we had the All-Star event, which I believe lasted about 2 weeks and gave us some really engaging content, which was great. We saw so many content creators and people just in general flock back to Myteam, and it just felt like we had a lot of excitement around the game mode, and it feels like the same people who got really excited about the game mode during that All-Star event are now kind of down in the dumps when it comes to this game. And so I just want to share my opinion about where I think this game mode is, and maybe give you guys something to think about as well, because the frustration that I'm seeing amongst a lot of you guys out there, whether you're a content creator or you're just an avid Myteam slash basketball video gamer and you're feeling really frustrated with this game, I do want to give you guys something to think about at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. I want to first jump into the Bracket Busters promo that is officially now happening tomorrow on Friday, March 21st. All we're seeing obviously are these 4 cards. Whenever I do talk about these Friday promos, I don't really like to spend too much time doing so because we're not really getting a lot of information here, right? All we're being told is who the 100 overall is, which is Chris Webber, and then who the Dark Matters are, which are David Robinson, Adam Morrison, and Lonzo Ball. I'm assuming we're going to get, a Galaxy Opal Tyler Hansborough. Curious to see if we get a Pistol Pete Maravich in this promo, or if we get him in the event, which I do believe is happening tomorrow. In case you're frustrated because 2K didn't announce an event coming for March Madness tomorrow, don't be. When we got the event for All-Star Weekend, the way people found out was by going into their collections tab or logging into 2KDB when they updated their database on that Friday morning. I think it was Friday the 14th last month. People logged on and saw that there was a whole separate tab outside of the All-Star promo tab for the All-Star event. I think we'll see something similar tomorrow with a March Madness event headlined by what I believe, and I think what a lot of you guys are believing, is going to be a 100 overall Carmelo Anthony card. That is my guess. I'm sure that's a lot of your guys' guesses as well. So we'll have to see. Obviously, stay tuned for that. And I'm sure for a lot of you guys, you feel like Season 5 really needs an event, and that this game mode in general this year really sort of fluctuates in terms of how fun it is based on whether or not there is an event currently going on in the game. We've gotten an event every single season outside of Season 1. Now, there have been some events that have been bad. The Thanksgiving and Lunar New Year events come to mind right away when I think of events that have flopped. But I think 2K has seen that when they put events that the community genuinely does enjoy, they also probably do make a good amount of money from it, right? The number of people that are out there running, 100 overall Vince Carter. I mean, I haven't seen too many of them recently, but, the week or so after Season 4 ended, I saw a bunch of Vince Carters out there in the park. So, I feel like 2K probably made a decent amount of money during the All-Star event, and I think they did pretty well during the winter event as well. We'll have to see. Assuming they do drop a March Madness event, I'm sure they'll do well financially. So it does make sense that 2K, should drop these events every season. It just is a little frustrating, and I am with you guys for the record. It is frustrating that we aren't getting consistently good content throughout the season to keep us engaged, to keep us wanting to play. And I kind of want to go through a few of these content creators, both on Twitter and then JC2K on YouTube. I want to go through a couple of tweets, a couple of comments, and to kind of try to set the stage, if you will, for what I'm gonna try to propose as my opinion. Let's start here with Lethal 2K, and I want to be clear. I think Lethal 2K is a massive engagement baiter, which is fine. It's just not the kind of content that I necessarily love to consume. Although he is a Knicks fan, which I guess that's kind of cool, but whatever. Lethal 2K tweeted, this was what, March 19th. So this was yesterday. 2K25, my team is really only good when there is events. Interesting grammar right there. It shouldn't be this hard to make a good mode. They just simply don't care. And I think this is the general vibe amongst the community. I also want to kind of not correct, but just want to clarify when Lethal says, you know, in that last sentence, it shouldn't be this hard to make a good mode. They just don't simply care. I just think the company's priorities have changed over the last couple of years. I think people say that the game mode really started to make a turn for the worse after 2K22 or 2K23. I'll be giving an argument a little later on as to why I think the game mode started to change for the worst even earlier than that. But I think it's very clear that 2K knows that their player base is somewhat dwindling every single year, but the people that are staying are the people that are going to basically stay no matter what, and a lot of those people are going to spend a good amount of money to get the players that they want, because this is the only basketball game that is out there, and I think that is a massive issue that we will talk about in a little bit. Call me Meech, who, shout out to this guy. I strongly resonate with a lot of his takes when it comes to this game, and I think it's pretty fitting that his general approach towards sports games is mine. What he's done this year is what I've done in previous years. You can see here he quote tweets SG5 Shiro, who talked about using multiple 100 overall cards and has sold them back. Call Me Meech says, and I quote, "Game had a strong pulse, beat hard once, then died again. I thought just basketball could hold me slightly close while I mainly grinded Madden Ultimate Team and eventually MLB The Show. Want to know how that turned out? Haven't even redeemed that either. It's just been sitting in outcomes for days. Not sure what they gained from making the mode still lifeless and trash, but it is what it is." Again, another guy, and in Call Me Meech, you know, this is a guy who he's shown a willingness to leave and play other games when, you know, the game mode of my team is feeling pretty rough. Evan Tanaka, he's one of the content creators that I know a lot of people really enjoyed his content. He, in terms of content creation, kind of came after my team prime, and by that I mean the time that I would play. I used to play my team like it was a job, and I'm going to get into like my story when it comes to these ultimate team kind of game modes, these my team kind of game modes in a little bit. But again, I just want to set the stage. Evan Tanaka came back to 2K25 my team, I think during or slightly after the All-Star event ended, again because of the hype. We had guys like Meech make a comeback, Evan Tanaka made a comeback, DBG made a comeback, and I give a lot of props to DBG for coming back and saying that he's not going to treat my team like a job or a career. He's going to just try to treat it like a hobby, which I think is the healthiest relationship you can have with this game mode. Do you guys see a trend that I'm trying to push here? Evan Tanaka quote tweets Ty Debo's "My Team is Bad Again" video, which I haven't even seen. And he says, "Why'd I have to come back to my team at the legit worst time?" His next tweet is him showing the link to his MLB The Show stream. And his following tweet says, "MLB 25 is seriously such a fun experience that it really disappoints me even more how horrible 2K is in comparison." And the last thing I want to show you guys very quickly, in JC2K's I'm Getting Fed Up with Season 5 video that he dropped a day or so ago, the top reply, or the top comment rather, is from, what does that say, Guard Dog 3902, who says, "The problem with MLB is it's baseball." And I wanted to show you guys all of that here to kind of give you guys my story and then ultimately share my opinion. So I started playing my team when the game mode first came out, when it was birthed during, I think it was NBA 2K13. For me, you know, the glory days, I apologize if you heard that ding from my phone. For me, the glory days of my team were sort of NBA 2K15, 16, and the beginning of 17, but that's just for me. I know that's different for a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys really enjoyed, you know, the 2K19, 2K20, 2K21 days. I wasn't really playing my team at all during that time. But for me, I played my team from NBA 2K13 until NBA 2K17. And I started streaming NBA 2K back on Twitch back in, I think that was 2016. I think I was playing NBA 2K, NBA 2K15, NBA 2K16, and NBA 2K17 on Twitch. And that was back when I would play the game like it was my second job. I had work every day from 6 a.m. until 2:30, and I was living with my parents back at the time, so it was really easy for me as a young adult that didn't really have that many responsibilities in life to go to work, come home, maybe help the parents with a couple of errands, and then go in game for like 3-4 hours, and then stream it on Twitch and play online. I would snipe. Back then we had a timed auction house. We used to call nines, if you guys know what that is. And that really was a lot of fun, and we had a fun community on there back then, and we didn't really have a lot of content. We didn't have a lot of grinds and stuff like that to engage with in game. We just genuinely played the game mode back then for the love of the game. I loved booting up the game, playing Road to the Playoffs, and even if I lost, which, I mean, I have a picture somewhere. I'm not going to go through the archives and try to find it, but I had an insane Road to the Playoffs record. I had like 300 plus wins. I think I had less than 15 losses in whatever year that was, NBA 2K15 or 16. So I used to be decent at the game before the game mode became comp. And I just enjoyed playing the game. Obviously winning helps with that, but regardless, the point is, I think the game mode was much more innocent back then, and because of that, it made gameplay and just playing online, even if there wasn't a true grind or anything, that much more rewarding and fun. And then for me, around NBA 2K17, I started to notice a trend in the game that I didn't like. It felt like 2K was starting to modify players' ratings to become a little less realistic. I remember there was a Diamond David Robinson, who I think was part of a Team USA drop back in NBA 2K17, and they gave him, I think, a 76 three-pointer. And back then, we used to be able to apply shoes to cards that would just give them ratings boosts. And so you can give him, I think, a shoe with like a +6 three-pointer or a +9 three-pointer to give him an 82 or an 85 three. And that was really frustrating to me because, well, David Robinson wasn't really known for a perimeter shooter, well, mainly from deep. He had a mid-range game, but he wasn't a knockdown three-point shooter. I don't even think he took that many threes. I could go on Basketball Reference right now and take a look. I'm pretty sure I did in the past. But I remember seeing that and thinking, I think 2K at that point realized that they can, alter the ratings of these cards to, give these very intriguing players like David Robinson, who elite defensive card, very tall, very fast, very athletic. Giving him a three ball makes him a much more interesting card for consumers. And I think they saw people were willing to spend more money to lock in that set to get David Robinson, because that card was now a 5-out, knockdown three-point shooter who is also an elite defender, elite rebounder at 7'1". And it only got worse from there. Obviously, I feel like, years after that particular drop, big men started dropping in the game much earlier, which with a higher three-point rating, that became the norm. We got a Galaxy Opal D-Raw back in, what was it, season 4, who had, obviously a really nice three-point shot rating, and I know his jump shot this year isn't all that great, but you guys get the point. I saw a trend happening in NBA 2K17 that I didn't like, and so I chose to walk away from NBA 2K17. I complained, for sure, but I knew that 2K was not going to change their ways, and so I had to basically make the choice of either staying with my team and playing the game, even though I didn't like where the game mode was headed, or I could walk away and do something else. I could play another game, or I could just stop playing sports video games. And that's actually what I did. I took a year off of playing sports video games after NBA 2K17. And then when I think the summer or fall of 2018 came around, I decided to buy another sports game. But it was not NBA 2K19. I ended up buying Madden 19. And I ended up playing Madden Ultimate Team 19. And when I look at tweets like the one from Evan Tanaka here, where he talks about how much of a fun experience it is playing MLB The Show, and I'm seeing people like JC2K saying on Twitter and on YouTube that they feel almost overwhelmed with the amount of content that there is to grind. That's exactly how I felt going from NBA 2K17 to Madden Ultimate Team 19. Because while in NBA 2K17 My Team, there were times where I did really enjoy playing the game. I didn't like how unrealistic the game was becoming, and the game mode wasn't really all that rewarding at the same time. But to me, the rewards back in the day, like the most rewarding part of playing My Team back in the day was just simply playing the game, having fun playing the game. And as those My Teams went on for me, that fun became less and less and less every year. Madden Ultimate Team, not only was I having fun playing the game, but I was having fun grinding the game because I felt rewarded. Same thing with Madden Ultimate Team 20, and then my last Madden Ultimate Team was Madden 21, where I really sort of felt the game mode, again, kind of like with My Team in 2K17, I felt it start to take a turn for the worst, and so I left. Tried NBA 2K22 My Team, had some fun, didn't really play it all that seriously, and now, you know, I messed around with some My Teams here and there. 2K24 was my first full year back on YouTube uploading content, and then obviously here I am in NBA 2K25 doing the same thing. And so why do I mention all this? Why do I go on, why did I go on this massive rant, this massive diatribe telling you guys my whole life story when it comes to playing these Ultimate Team game modes, these My Team game modes? There really is one main reason. And, I see so many people complaining, like you guys saw here, on Twitter and on YouTube. People are complaining, saying that, My Team's in a really bad place. And then when people talk about playing another game like MLB The Show, the comments are always, oh, well, the problem with MLB The Show is it's baseball. You guys need to realize, if that's how you feel, if you're someone that complains about this game or this game mode of My Team all the time, if you're really frustrated with where this game is at, but you still boot up the game every single day, and you're gonna buy the next game, and you're gonna buy the game after that, and you're gonna spend money on the game, if you are investing in the machine that you are complaining about, 2K has you exactly where they want to have you. And that was my concern back in 2K17 as a content creator who didn't even put much money in the game. There were no season passes to buy. I didn't do pack openings. All of my content was based around sniping, building a good team from sniping, from making profit off of my snipes, from adding the high value players who I sniped to my team, and then playing people in wagers, doing stuff like that was no money spent or low money spent really type of content that, it's hard to do right now. In NBA 2K, 15, 16, and 17, it was easier to do than it is now, obviously. And even back then, I got frustrated to the point that I walked away. And I think my one ask of all of you guys, and you didn't have to reply in the comments, but I just want you guys to ask yourself, if you made it to this point in the video, first of all, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching and rocking with me. But if you made it to this point in the video, and if you fall under that umbrella that I just described of, you're frustrated with this game, but you buy it every year, you play it every year, you complain, and then you go back again through that vicious cycle. What is your breaking point? At what point will you say, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm not going to play My Team anymore. Or it doesn't have to even be that dramatic. A lot of people make the game like, a toxic girlfriend or boyfriend, where, it has some good qualities that you like, but it overall is so frustrating. You just ask yourself, why do you keep putting yourself through this? What's your breaking point to where you're maybe like, okay, maybe I'll play this game a little bit less every week, or maybe I'll just come back to the game when there is an event, or maybe I'm just gonna, quit the game cold turkey and I'm gonna go and play a game like MLB The Show. Yes, it's baseball, but if I play games because I want something fun to grind for, because I'm a completionist, maybe I'll like that game. Maybe I'll like being rewarded as a no money spent player, and I had that era in my sports gaming life where I moved on to Madden Ultimate Team, and I never fully closed that door, just like how I never fully closed my door to NBA 2K My Team. Clearly, I'm back after saying that I quit the game in NBA 2K17. I came back because, just like all of you guys watching this video right now, you love basketball video games. But at some point, you need to draw a line in the sand at some point, right? If you don't, then maybe you're just fine having this toxic relationship with My Team. I think as people get older, like as I got older, I realized that my free time was limited, and I didn't want to spend my free time that I'm dedicating towards video games, because I do enjoy playing video games. I didn't want to dedicate that time towards a game that I didn't enjoy anymore, that I wasn't passionate about anymore. And now one of the main reasons that I'm playing 2K and uploading stuff to YouTube is because of that latter half. I enjoy the content creation. I enjoy the community that we've built here at Broth Cindy. And it's a hobby that I really enjoy doing, but that's all it is. It's a hobby. And so that's basically where I stand. When it comes to Season 5, I'm as frustrated as a lot of you guys. But I think my approach with this game mode is different than a lot of you guys. And that's fine. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way to go about it. You determine what's right or wrong. But I just wanted to emphasize to you guys that, first of all, there's no reason to make a definitive, black or white answer of, yes, I'm going to play 2K every single day and play my team every single day, or I'm going to walk away and I'm never going to play the game mode again. You can moderate it. You can quit if you want, but you can also just, play a little bit less. And you'll be shocked at how much less you'll be angry at the game if you play the game a little bit less. That's been my approach basically since I came back in NBA 2K22 briefly. Then I didn't play 2K23. I played Madden 23. And then in NBA 2K24 and 2K25, I've been playing a little bit more, but only so I can upload videos for you guys. When I don't have the camera on, I'm barely playing this game, unfortunately. So, yeah, it is what it is. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. I'm really curious to know where you guys stand. I'm sorry if this video ended up going on pretty long, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, honestly, all week. And I think getting this video out there tonight before we get I keep calling it All-Star event, the night before we get this March Madness event, for me was important because, again, I think this topic of conversation about the state of Season 5 is at an all-time high. And if we don't get an event tomorrow, I think we're going to see a lot of people potentially threaten to walk away from this game. And so I wanted to get in early. I'm not walking away. Again, I enjoy playing NBA 2K25 My Team in moderation. I think I enjoyed NBA 2K24 My Team a little bit more just because it catered to what I'm looking for at this stage of my gaming career, which is grind heavy and less packs. I don't like really ripping packs, but the events are fun to engage with when we have them. So, hopefully we'll get something fun to engage with tomorrow. Otherwise, I guess you guys will enjoy all the rant videos from your favorite content creators, but none of those will be me. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. Until next time, I'll see you later.